3 Montana National Guardsmen are facing criminal charges after landing on a private ranch to collect shed elk antlers. On May 4th, a UH-60L Black Hawk helicopter landed on a private ranch near Melville, Montana without prior notice to or authorization from the landowner. Witnesses stated that they watched the helicopter land and the crew exiting the aircraft to collect shed elk antlers. After loading the antlers, the helicopter took off and resumed its flight. 30-year-old Michael Bray, 36-year-old Denny Draper, and 30-year-old Perry Woodland are the 3 crew members. Now, on the surface, this seems like a silly little stunt pulled by some Montana National Guardsmen who were on a training mission. But I have some serious questions, and very big questions. First, let's talk about the business of hunting and retrieving elk antlers in the spring following the fall-winter shed. Elk antlers are highly sought after by artists and furniture makers and often bring $20 per pound for the larger, nicer racks. In short, there's big money to be made in the business of elk antlers. So my first question is obvious. Did these 3 men simply spot the antlers and decide it would be cool to grab them up? If that's the case, did they not realize it was private property? Regardless of the answer to those 2 questions, their actions were wrong. Not only morally, but more importantly, they deviated from a mission. And in doing so, they also deviated from a pre-approved flight plan. That leads me to my second question. Well, actually third. How many times over the past 14 months have training missions deviated from either the mission or the pre-approved flight plan? There should be at least 1 record for each deviation. Technically 2. Now, you're probably asking, why 14 months? Simple. That starts a timeline from March 2024. Probably a little early to be retrieving shed antlers, but I suppose the vantage point from a Black Hawk changes the rules a bit. Just a hunch. Another hunch, this one was after a little digging, but another hunch tells me that this has been going on since 2016 or possibly longer, and it's a massive business operation. Again, just a hunch. Now, just imagine if military assets have been utilized in the operations of a private business enterprise. If, and I'll admit, it's a big if, but if this is happening regularly on the vast, wide open 32+ million acres of public lands in Montana, it would go mostly unnoticed in the remoteness. And even if somebody out in the wilderness saw a military helicopter land, they're not going to think much about it. Probably training. Stay tuned, there's much more to come.